A galactic empire stunned by Earth's secret supercarrier. The vast supercarrier. The vast meeting hall of the Galactic Hegemony's Central Council buzzed with activity. Representatives from over 200 worlds filled the chamber, their varied forms creating a living tapestry of the galaxy's diversity. Earth, having joined the hegemony just 50 years ago, was still considered the newest and most primitive member. Admiral Jisoo stood tall in her blue Earth Defense Force uniform, face calm despite the whispers around her. At 45, she had spent half her life preparing for this moment, though no one in the room except her knew it. The human delegation will now address concerns about Earth's defensive contributions, announced the council moderator, a tall being with silvery skin. Commander Daeho of the Imperial Fleet stepped forward, his elaborate uniform glittering with medals and honors. "Must we continue this charade?" he asked, mandibles clicking in what his species considered laughter. "Earth contributes barely functioning patrol ships that would crumble against any serious threat. They cannot even properly implement basic graviton manipulation." Laughter rippled through the chamber. Jisoo waited for it to subside. "We appreciate the Empire's patience with our development," she said simply. "Earth continues to learn from our galactic neighbors." "Learn?" Daeho scoffed. "Your species has been space-capable for nearly 2 centuries, yet you still use primitive fusion drives and armor plating. The last time we faced Scourge raiders, your ships were the first to retreat." More laughter filled the chamber. Jisoo merely nodded, her eyes revealing nothing. What no alien in the room knew was that Earth's apparent technological backwardness was carefully crafted. During 50 years of learning from the Empire, human engineers had secretly analyzed, improved, and reimagined every piece of technology they encountered. As the meeting concluded, Jisoo's wrist communicator vibrated. The message was simple. "Scourge fleet detected. Cassiopeia system under attack." Deep in the shadow of Neptune, hidden from Imperial sensors by advanced cloaking technology, lay Earth's greatest secret. The massive orbital facility known as Forge station housed something no alien had ever seen: the Earth supercarrier vessel Thunderchild. Captain Hyun stood on the Thunderchild's bridge, watching as final preparations were completed. At 1,700 meters long, the vessel dwarfed anything humans had publicly shown the galaxy. Its sleek dark hull absorbed rather than reflected light, making it nearly invisible to standard sensors. "Status report," Hyun ordered, his voice steady, despite the adrenaline coursing through him. "All systems green," responded his second-in-command. "Quantum shields at full capacity. Fighter squadrons report ready. The Zeus array is charged and operational." Hyun nodded. The Thunderchild represented the pinnacle of human ingenuity, technology that combined reverse-engineered alien systems with humanity's unique approach to warfare. Where Imperial ships relied on massive crews, the Thunderchild operated with just 500 elite personnel. Where aliens built specialized vessels, humans had created an adaptable platform capable of multiple combat roles. Commander Sunmi entered the bridge, her flight suit already sealed. "My pilots are ready," she reported. "All 1-200 fighters prepped for launch." Captain Hyun's console chimed. A message from Earth Command appeared. "Thunderchild authorized, deploy to Cassiopeia." "It's time," Hyun announced. 50 years of preparation. 50 years of being underestimated." The massive doors of Forge Station began to part, revealing the darkness of space beyond. Thunderchild's engines hummed to life, gravimetric fields distorting space-time around the massive vessel. Back in the council chamber, Admiral Jisoo received the coded message on her secure communicator. Her expression didn't change, but inside, a weight lifted from her shoulders. Earth had hoped this day would never come, but they had prepared for it nonetheless. "Excuse me," she said politely to the alien diplomats around her. "I've just received word that Earth will be sending additional support to the Cassiopeia system." "Support?" Commander Daeho laughed. "What could you possibly offer that would make any difference?" Jisoo allowed herself a small smile. "I suppose we'll find out soon enough." As she walked away, the Thunderchild accelerated beyond Neptune's orbit, its revolutionary drive system pushing it to speeds no Imperial vessel could match. Humanity's moment had arrived, and the galaxy was about to discover just how wrong they had been about Earth. Galactic Empire stunned by Earth's secret supercarrier. The ESV Thunderchild moved silently through the void, its massive form cutting through space with a grace that defied its size. Captain Hyun stood on the bridge, watching the main view screen as Neptune shrank behind them. The supercarrier had remained hidden for years, a secret weapon developed while Earth pretended to struggle with basic space technology. All systems operating at optimal levels, reported Officer Jin, his fingers moving across the control panel, quantum shields holding at full strength. Hyun nodded. Time to destination? 4 hours to the Cassiopeia system using gravimetric fold, answered Navigator Suk. That's 1/3 the time any Imperial vessel would require. The Thunderchild represented everything humanity had secretly achieved. While publicly struggling with outdated fusion drives, Earth's engineers had perfected gravimetric pulse technology that bent space-time in ways the Empire had never imagined. The ship carried weapon systems that could challenge entire fleets, and defensive capabilities that would shock alien tacticians. Message from Admiral Jisoo, Communications Officer Tae announced. Imperial Command is unaware of our deployment. We're authorized to reveal capabilities as needed. Hyun turned to his crew. For 50 years we've hidden our true potential. Today that changes. Prepare all fighter squadrons. Deep within the Thunderchild, Commander Sunmi walked between rows of fighters. Unlike the bulky Imperial craft, Earth's fighters were sleek and versatile, designed by pilots for pilots. Each incorporated adaptive AI systems that could learn and evolve during combat. This is what we've trained for, Sunmi told her pilots during the final briefing. The Empire thinks humans are cautious by-the-book fighters. Today we show them how wrong they are. Flight leader Minho grinned. Can't wait to see their faces when they realize one human pilot is worth 10 of theirs. The pilots laughed, tension breaking momentarily. They all knew the stakes. The Scourge was the most feared, predatory species in the galaxy, consuming resources and populations alike. Imperial forces had fought them to a standstill for centuries, but recent attacks showed the Scourge was growing stronger. On the Imperial observation post near the edge of the Cassiopeia system, Captain Sunmi stared at her sensors in disbelief. What is that? She demanded, pointing at the unusual energy signature approaching from the direction of Seoul. It's moving too fast to be human. Her sensor officer adjusted the scanners. Unknown vessel. Size? He paused, recalibrating. That can't be right. If these readings are correct, it's nearly twice the size of our largest battlecruiser. Sunmi's communications console chimed. This is Captain Hyun of the Earth supercarrier vessel Thunderchild. We are responding to the Scourge incursion. Please provide tactical update. Sunmi froze. Earth had no supercarriers. Everyone knew humans barely managed to build functional destroyers. Yet the enormous vessel, now dropping out of faster-than-light travel before her station, was undeniably of Earth design, though unlike anything she'd ever seen. This is Captain Sunmi. Our forces are in retreat. The Scourge fleet numbers 37 capital ships and over 200 fighters. They've already destroyed 3 colonies. On the Thunderchild, Hyun received the update calmly. Understood, stand by. He turned to his tactical officer. Launch all fighter squadrons. Activate the Zeus array charging sequence. Throughout the massive carrier, alert signals sounded. Pilots raced to their craft as launch bay doors opened along the vessel's flanks. Unlike Imperial carriers that launched fighters in slow, orderly sequences, the Thunderchild's revolutionary system could deploy all 1-200 fighters simultaneously. Commander Sunmi settled into her command fighter. All squadrons, this is Commander Sunmi. Formation Delta. We engage the enemy directly while Thunderchild prepares main weapons. Show them what humans can do. As the Thunderchild approached the battlefield, Imperial forces watched in awe as the fighter swarm emerged from the Earth vessel, not in neat, predictable patterns as Imperial doctrine required, but in a chaotic, constantly shifting formation that confused enemy targeting systems. Commander Daeho, directing the Imperial retreat, stared at his tactical display in shock. Impossible. he whispered as the human vessel moved directly toward the heart of the Scourge fleet, its fighters already engaging the enemy with devastating effectiveness. The age of human subservience had ended. The Thunderchild had risen, and the galaxy would never be the same. Galactic Empire stunned by Earth's secret supercarrier. The Cassiopeia system blazed with weapons fire. Scourge vessels, with their distinctive blade-like hulls, carved through the remains of the Imperial Defense Fleet. Their organic metal hybrid ships absorbed damage that would destroy normal vessels, making them the most feared enemy in known space. Commander Deho watched from the bridge of his flagship, the Imperial cruiser Eternal Glory. His mandibles clicked nervously as he assessed the battle. 3 colony worlds already lost. 7 Imperial warships destroyed. The rest of his fleet was in full retreat. "The Earth vessel is still advancing," reported his tactical officer. "They're moving directly into the Scourge formation." "Are they insane?" Deho demanded. "No ship can survive that concentration of firepower." On the Thunderchild's bridge, Captain Hyun remained calm as the supercarrier pushed deeper into enemy territory. "Status of the Zeus array?" "Charging at 70%, replied Weapons Officer Kang. "We need 8 more minutes." Hyun nodded. "Then our fighters will buy us that time. Commander Sunmi, you are cleared to engage fully." In her command fighter, Sunmi received the order with a grim smile. "All squadrons, execute attack pattern Typhoon." The human fighters broke from their already chaotic formation into something that looked like complete disorder to Imperial observers. Instead of the rigid, predictable attack patterns favored by Imperial doctrine, Earth fighters moved like a deadly swarm, constantly shifting, making them nearly impossible to target effectively. Flight leader Min Ho led his squadron through a gap in the Scourge formation that alien pilots would consider suicidal to attempt. "Tighten up," he ordered. "Remember your training. These gaps exist for only seconds." His fighters slipped through the enemy formation, releasing specialized warheads directly into the vulnerable engine sections of 3 Scourge destroyers. The resulting chain reaction tore the vessels apart from within. From his command ship, Deho watched in astonishment. "How are they doing this?" he wondered aloud. Imperial tactical doctrine declared such maneuvers impossible. Yet the human fighters performed them with apparent ease. The largest Scourge vessel, a dreadnought nearly the size of the Thunderchild itself, turned its main weapons toward the Earth supercarrier. Energy beams powerful enough to crack a planet's crust lanced out across space. "Incoming fire," announced Defensive Systems Officer Yu. "Quantum shields engaging." Unlike the static energy shields used by Imperial vessels, the Thunderchild's quantum defense system adapted in real time, shifting shield frequencies to match incoming attacks, and even redirecting energy back toward its source. The Scourge beams hit the shields, momentarily causing them to flare brilliant blue before being harmlessly absorbed. "Shields holding at 87%. Yu reported calmly. Captain Hyun allowed himself a small smile. "Return. Fire with secondary batteries. Continue Zeus charging sequence." The Thunderchild's point defense systems engaged, sending thousands of high-energy pulses toward the Scourge fleet. Where Imperial weapons bounced harmlessly off Scourge hulls, the human weapons penetrated deep, causing visible damage. In his fighter, Minho targeted a Scourge interceptor. Unlike Imperial pilots who relied on computer targeting, human pilots maintained manual control, making them unpredictable. Minho juked his fighter in ways that confused the enemy's targeting algorithms, then fired directly into the interceptor's sensory array. The Scourge vessel spun out of control, colliding with another enemy ship. "Zeus array at full charge," announced Weapons Officer Kang. Captain Hyun's expression grew serious. "Clear all fighters from the target zone. Prepare for primary weapon discharge." On the Eternal Glory, Imperial sensors detected an enormous energy buildup within the Earth vessel. "What are they doing?" Deho wondered, mandibles clicking rapidly in anxiety. The answer came moments later as the front section of the Thunderchild opened like a blooming flower, revealing a pulsing core of energy. The Zeus array, 0-point energy unified singularity, represented humanity's greatest technological achievement, capable of briefly creating a controlled quantum singularity. Zeus firing, Kang announced. A beam of distorted space-time shot forward from the Thunderchild, engulfing the Scourge dreadnought and 3 surrounding destroyers. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, as if reality itself objected to what it witnessed, the Scourge vessels imploded, crushed by forces beyond conventional understanding. Commander Deho stared at his display in stunned silence. In one shot, the human vessel had destroyed more Scourge ships than his entire fleet had managed in the previous battle. The remaining Scourge vessels began to retreat. Galactic Empire, stunned by Earth's secret supercarrier. The Imperial Council, chamber hummed with tension. Emergency sessions were rare, yet here gathered the highest officials of the galactic hegemony. The massive circular room, normally a place of order and protocol, now buzzed with anxious whispers. Supreme Commander Dohan stood at the center, his decorated uniform failing to hide his agitation. Before him stood Admiral Jisoo and Captain Hyun, the humans who had changed everything. "Explain yourselves," Dohan demanded, his voice echoing through the chamber. "How does a supposedly primitive species create technology that surpasses our most advanced designs?" Jisoo stepped forward, calm despite the hostility around her. "Perhaps you should first thank Captain Hyun and his crew. They saved 3 of your colonies and destroyed a Scourge fleet that your forces could not defeat." A murmur rippled through the assembled aliens. Dohan's face darkened, but he inclined his head slightly. "The Empire acknowledges Earth's unexpected assistance." "Unexpected," Jisoo repeated with a small smile. "Yes, that was precisely our intention." She activated a holographic display showing the Thunderchild in all its glory. The room fell silent. As the aliens finally saw the full specifications of the Earth supercarrier. "Impossible," whispered Science Minister Yoon, moving closer to examine the display. "Your quantum shield design alone is generations beyond our research." "Not impossible," Jisoo corrected. "Just hidden. From the moment Earth joined the hegemony, we studied everything you shared with us. We analyzed your technology, found its limitations, and improved upon it." Captain Hyun added, "The quantum shields that protected Thunderchild from Scourge weapons began as a basic energy shield design you considered obsolete 20 years ago." Commander Deho, still shaken from witnessing the battle, pointed at the hologram. "And this Zeus array? What Imperial technology did you improve to create a weapon that bends reality itself?" "That," admitted Hyun, "was entirely human innovation. Your scientists dismissed zero-point energy research as too unstable. Ambassador Kehoe joined them, carrying a data crystal. The Thunderchild is impressive, yes, but perhaps more relevant to this council is what it represents." He inserted the crystal into the holographic system. The image changed to show a star map with 11 blinking points scattered throughout Earth's solar system. "What are we seeing?" demanded Dohan. "The other 11 supercarriers Earth has constructed," Kehoe said simply. The chamber erupted in chaos. Security officers moved closer to the Earth delegation. Supreme Commander Dohan raised his hands for silence. 12? He finally managed. "You claim to have built 12 vessels of this class? That would require industrial capacity far beyond what Earth has reported." Jisoo nodded. "Correct. We have maintained orbital shipyards hidden throughout our system, some buried within asteroids, others concealed by advanced cloaking technology." "This is a violation of treaty," shouted one counselor. "All members must declare military assets." "We declared all assets covered under the treaty," Jisoo clarified. "The treaty specifies technology sharing for defensive systems consistent with a species development level. At no point did we claim these technologies were beyond our capabilities. You simply assumed." Science Minister Yoon studied the Thunderchild specifications with growing wonder. "The fighter deployment system alone would revolutionize our fleet tactics. And these adaptive AI systems, are you only now realizing?" Jisoo asked gently. "Humans have a saying, never reveal all your cards at once. We learned from Earth's history that appearing weak while building strength is often the wisest strategy." "Deception," spat Commander Daeho. Survival, corrected Captain Hyun. The scourge grows stronger. Imperial defenses weaken. We built what was necessary. The council chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. The power balance of the entire hegemony had shifted in a single day. So, Supreme Commander Dohan finally said, "What does Earth want now?" Galactic Empire stunned by Earth's secret supercarrier, the Galactic Senate chamber was filled to capacity. Representatives from hundreds of worlds sat in rising tiers, their attention fixed on the debate unfolding below. The emergency session had been called the Earth Question, and it would determine the future of galactic politics. Senator Yoon Ho, representing the Imperial Core worlds, stood at the speaking platform. His elegant robes swished as he gestured, dramatically toward the Earth delegation. 50 years of deception, he proclaimed. 50 years of hiding military capabilities that violate our most sacred treaties. How can we trust a species that has lied to us from the moment they joined? Our community? Murmurs of agreement echoed through sections of the chamber. Many older species nodded along with Yoon-ho's words. The Imperial faction had dominated galactic politics for millennia, and they were not pleased to see their authority challenged. Admiral Jisoo watched calmly from her seat. Next to her sat Ambassador Kiho and Captain Hyun, freshly decorated for his victory at Cassiopeia. None of them appeared troubled by the accusations. The facts remain, continued Yoon-ho. Earth concealed 12 supercarriers, each capable of defeating entire fleets. They developed weapons technologies without proper oversight. They must face sanctions. When Yoon-ho finished, Admiral Jisoo rose and walked to the platform. The chamber quieted as she took her position. Earth joined the hegemony as a junior partner, she began, her voice clear and strong. We were told our role was to provide raw materials and follow Imperial protection. Yet, in 50 years, how many human worlds have fallen to the scourge? 7. 7 colonies lost while Imperial fleets arrived too late. She activated the central display, showing footage from the Cassiopeia battle. The Thunderchild moved through enemy fire, its fighters swarming with deadly efficiency. We built these ships because we had to. The scourge grows stronger. Imperial defenses grow weaker. This is not opinion. It is fact. The Security Council members shifted uncomfortably. Recent reports had indeed shown alarming patterns in scourge activity. With respect, Senator Yoon-ho, Jisoo continued, Earth no longer needs the Empire's approval. The question before this body is not whether to punish Earth. The question is whether the Empire wishes to join Earth as true partners in what comes next. Gasps and shouts filled the chamber. Grand Admiral Minju, Supreme Commander of Imperial Forces, rose from his seat. You dare threaten the Empire? He demanded. Jisoo shook her head. Not a threat, an observation. The Scourge fleet at Cassiopeia was an advance force. Our deep space sensors detect 3 more fleets, each larger than the last. They will reach populated systems within months. She nodded to Captain Hyun, who activated a different display showing the incoming Scourge armadas. Alone, neither Earth nor the Empire can stop what's coming, Jisoo said softly. Together, perhaps we can. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. It was Grand Admiral Minju who broke the silence. What exactly does Earth propose? Ambassador Kiho joined Jisoo at the platform. A new defense arrangement, equal authority, combined fleet operations, technology sharing, real sharing, not the limited access Earth has received until now. And your supercarriers? Asked Minju. We'll join your fleets as equals, not subordinates, Kiho replied. Human captains, human crew, but fighting for all sentient life. The debate lasted for hours, but the outcome was never truly in doubt. With the Scourge threat looming, pragmatism won over pride. The Senate voted to accept Earth's proposal, though many Imperial representatives did so reluctantly. As the session ended, Commander Daeho approached Admiral Jisoo in the corridor outside. I still don't understand, he said, mandibles clicking softly. How did humans advance so quickly? How did you become so formidable? Jisoo studied him for a moment before answering. We spent thousands of years fighting ourselves, she said simply. The stars just gave us somewhere else to direct that energy. She turned to leave, then paused. You should visit Earth sometime. Commander, you might find we have more to teach you than you imagined. As Jisoo walked away, Daeho watched her go, suddenly understanding that the galaxy had changed forever. The age of imperial dominance had ended. The age of humanity had begun.